vague whooshing sound. Metal Monthly. Some stupid violins. New metal. A sound effect you can't quite make out. No new metal. See, intro tracks suck. Put songs at the start of your albums. Anyways, this is Blayne Smith welcoming you to another Metal Monthly Bangers monthly look at what's coming out in metal releases. Thanks for coming out, and hey, thanks for giving us bucks over on our Patreon, so I don't need to tell you to build a website right now. I can just talk about metal, and the metal we're going to talk about is what's coming out in July. In case this is your first time here, off the top, we list some of the bigger albums coming out. You might want to pick up some of those, and then we get to my 5 top picks of the metal underground. So here's the list of the bigger albums coming out in July. July 2nd, I know that's in the past, but we just had, anyways. At the Gates released Nightmare of Being on Century Media. I reviewed it. All Hail the Lord, he's back. Frog Lord released The Mystic Toad on the Swamp Records. Talk released Avic on Dark Essence. Year of No Light released Consolidate. I don't know, it's on Pelagic, so of course I can't pronounce it. July 9th, Metal Monthly Alumni Dialith released their Atrophy EP. It's an independent release. Mayhem released the Atavastic Black Disorder / Commando EP on Century Media. Powerwolf released Call of the Wild on Napalm. Zatter released Victims of the Times on Lupus Lounge / Prophecy. July 16th, not a lot going on. Space Chaser releases Give Us Life on Metal Blade. That's all I got there. Another Metal Monthly alumni, Death Tribe, releases Beyond the Red Light District, a Canal Experiment. That's a self-release. It's Anthony from Chaodion, who I've reviewed in the past, and Death Tribe, who I've talked about. And he's putting up a full animated movie to go with the album on YouTube. So please, please, please check that out. Fulci is releasing Exhumed Information on Time to Kill. Yingwei Malmsteen is releasing Parabellum on Music Theory / Mascot. July 30th, we've got D. Snyder releasing Leave a Scar on Napalm. We've got Electric Six releasing Streets of Gold on Cleopatra. We've got, hey, another big important mention here is Riddick. The great Riddick, savior of us all, is releasing his band Fetid Zombie is releasing Transmutations on Transcending Obscurity. That's an EP. That's the only reason it's not in the big list. And King Woman is releasing Celestial Blues on Relapse. So those are the big albums coming out, but now let's talk about my 5 picks for the top of the metal underground. The thing I'm most excited for y'all to hear is Tombstoner's Victims of Vile Torture. It comes out on Redefining Darkness Records July 30th, but you're going to have a listen now and you're going to see why. Here we've got some Staten Island-based death metal, but it's more complicated than just that. We've got cover art by veteran metal cover artist Juano Castellano, and these guys reached out to me when they were releasing their EP. I enjoyed the EP, and I got to know them a bit, and I can confirm that they are absolutely complete morons from Staten Island, just the most Staten Island dummies you could expect, which is why this album is so surprising, because it's way better than that EP, and there was nothing wrong with that EP. I just didn't know you guys had this in you. Holy hell, this is really, really good. So what they do is they take death metal and combine it with hardcore. Wait, don't leave. I know. They combine it with hardcore, but somehow it is neither deathcore nor metalcore. I don't know what they're doing, but they combine the two things, and it doesn't make my skin crawl. It's a magic trick. Lower one of those Penn and Teller Fool Us statues from the ceiling, because I'm at a loss. They even experiment a little bit on the record. Towards the end, there is a melodic section with some violin that doesn't ruin the knuckle dragger feel of the whole affair. I don't know. This is a really, really cool record. If you think death metal has been kind of stale lately, if you're over the old school death metal revival and you're not feeling any of the new school death metal, this is some really interesting, unique, cool stuff, and I think it's really amazing. Now, this is Felled with the Intimate Earth on Transcending Obscurity Records. I know I'm pretty much copying off their homework at this point. It came out July 2nd, so technically you could just go listen to the whole record, but listen to a clip of it, then listen to me talk about it, because otherwise, I don't have a job, man.
Night calls bleeds down with the fire sees bright, and moves like river stones burn the lake high again.
Here we have some folk black metal out of the U.S. We've got a cool spooky wolf with also a cool maybe spooky lady with a skull face cover by Adam Burke. And what I'm most excited about here is this is folk black metal that doesn't sound super European. I think folk black metal is an overly European dominated sounding genre, and we need more stuff outside of that realm. It's not American folk sounding like Panopticon. It doesn't really sound particularly regional. It's definitely folk music because there's violin on it, and not like they got a violin player to play a couple tracks, or they use a couple violin samples, or there's a keyboard pretending to be a violin. There is a violin player in the band, but there's mostly aggressive black metal under there, growls. There's occasionally a nice lady singing over top, but it never crosses over into that Ren Fair vibe somehow. So that's good. That's probably why it doesn't sound European, because, Ren Fair they're just European weebs. It's just a Comic-Con. Also of note is Isuma Sato. He was a bass player on 3 early Yob records. He's the bass player here. And also of note, Jen Grunigan, the drummer, is really cool. A lot of unique rhythms, a lot of interesting stuff, stepping outside the normal kind of black metal fare. So, hey, we've got a black metal record with drums and bass representing. Wild. Now we head back over to death metal, but don't worry, it is a much different place we're going. Ophidian I, Desolate, Season of Mist, July 16th. Let's go. Yeah, we've got Icelandic, technical, progressive death metal here. We've got another absolute veteran doing a cover art this month, Eloran Cantor, doing a space painting. Yes. And look at how well that band logo and album title are blended with the album cover. Other bands, please look at this and do it like that. It looks so much better. Anyways, the music on here is so good. The technicality is unbelievable. Whatever instrument you're a fan of, this playing is very high level stuff. What the band does is they take a brutal sound sometimes, and then they take a brighter, lighter, more progressive sound for some of the really technical parts, and they alternate back and forth between those, which I really enjoy because it allows you to really appreciate all the insane stuff they're doing, because that contrast, it prevents you from kind of being numbed out to the constant pummeling, because sometimes they're taking a break from pummeling you one way to pummel you in a different way. They're boxing you, and then they're doing jujitsu on you. There's even a song with a cool acoustic introduction. What's even more impressive is that it doesn't suck. It wasn't a mistake, and I think they should have done it. Also impressive is that despite the fact that they're a technical progressive death metal band, they always sing like this and completely resist the urge to go off and do this about space for some reason. Also, just to note, if you're like, I don't really like technical music because I don't understand it, I'm a dummy, it's highly listenable as well, which is a gap that not a lot of bands are able to bridge. Playing this well, but making it sound this fun is a rare thing, and that's why I think you should check out this album. Now let's round out our metal diet with some thrash metal. Nuclear Revenge is releasing Dawn of the Primitive Age on a bunch of labels. Every format seems to be coming out on a different label, but the Held Prod sent me the promo for this, so I'm giving them the credit. July 30th. Have a listen. Like I said, this is some thrash metal. It's coming out of Spain, and we're keeping our painted cover streak alive, baby. Yes. So their Bandcamp page says, for fans of early Creator / Sodom. And as you know, people on their Bandcamp page are liars. In this case, they are not liars. That's exactly what you're getting here. But what I will say, to step out of that mold, they have a lot of solos, and they're frequently fast, crazy, and furious, but sometimes they slow them down and play just some kind of weirder, interesting stuff, and it sounds good, and I appreciate that. Also strange, the last 2 tracks, or the 8th track and the 10th track, they slow down just more generally, and here's something I never say to bands that play fast, but hey, when you slowed down, it sounded good. You should experiment with that more. Weird. It's a weird month. But ultimately, that's the end of the album. That's a couple of solos. 90% of this record is some blackened thrash for fans of early Sodom and Creator. And if that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. That's what I want. That's what I'm here for, baby. So I'm happy, and I hope you're happy too. Thus, we come to our palate cleanse of the month. But just before we get there, a reminder, the way I find all these bands is by researching on Metal Archives, and I do those research streams over on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Metal Comedy. You can come and hang out and see mostly bad bands, but find some good ones with me. Anyways, the palate cleanse. It is Dream Troll, Realm of the Tormentör. It's an independent release. It comes out July 2nd. So yes, it's out. You could go listen to it. But again, you're going to listen to a clip of it, then listen to me talk about it, and then go listen to the full record. The UK is providing our palate cleanse this month with this heavy metal, power-infused band. Power, heavy metal, heavy power metal. I don't know how they managed to get power metal in their music and good cover art on their albums, but hey, good job, Fendi Daywalker, on that cover art and preventing a power metal band from making the same mistake that every power metal band does, which is having terrible album art. They even have cool looking merch. What's going on? You can wear a power metal shirt and not be embarrassed. Well, you can wear a power metal shirt and not be embarrassed by the artwork on it. We're still wearing power metal shirts, regardless. So apparently these dudes actually have a bit of a back catalog, which I'm excited to go through because this music is really great. It's high spiritsy, Gygaxy-esque heavy metal with a bit more power metal infused than those bands have. It's really positive, uplifting stuff. It gets you going. It fills you with I can accomplish anything. It's a great thing to listen to while you're doing your sport or physical activity of choice. There isn't a ballad or slow track on the album. Thank you. Very rare for power metal. And it's just really fun, kind of sing-along-y type stuff. Great choruses. Really gets you going. And, you know, I created this little palate cleanse because we listen to a lot of heavy music around here. And this is kind of the exact band that really does cleanse my palate, kind of wash out all that death, black, blah, doom I'm listening to, and just allow me to kind of appreciate stuff like this and then go back and appreciate that again by getting my mind out of that headspace for a second. So I'm pumped. I hope you're pumped too. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I get down in the mix with you and all your comments. We really appreciate them. And again, we didn't put an ad in this because we have a Patreon and you guys give us money. So as long as you head over to our Patreon, keep giving us a couple bucks, we can just keep talking about metal. Thanks. See you next time.